Let's replace this thermostat and thermostat housing on this Nissan Quest. All right, so first we're gonna drain the coolant. We're gonna capture it in this can here so that we can reuse it later. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll get into the replacement procedure. All right, so we're gonna have to remove some electrical components. So before we do that, we're just gonna disconnect the negative terminal here on the battery. All right, next we're gonna remove the engine coolant reservoir. This is on the passenger side of the car. This is the side of the engine with the serpentine pulley or serpentine belt and everything. It's 2 screws, one right here and then one right here. And then after that, just take the hose off right here, off the radiator, and the whole thing will just lift right out. All right, so now that that's out of the way, we can remove the ECM right here. Usually there's like a cover on top of this. On this car it's missing, but normally what you would do is you just depress a tab right here and then lift up on it. But for this one, since it's missing, we'll just skip that part. For the main part of the case, there's a tab on the side over here, so go ahead and depress that tab with either your finger or a screwdriver and gently lift it off the mount. And we're gonna set that out of the way. All right, so this is the mount that thing was mounted to. We're gonna unbolt it here and here, just 2 screws. Now that that's out of the way, this is the thermostat housing right here. So this is what we're replacing. So now we're gonna remove this clip here and remove this hose. This radiator hose, I removed it from the bottom of the radiator. So you can see the way that clip's faced. It's pretty hard to get to right there with a pair of pliers. So I'm just gonna leave it attached here. I took it, like I said, I disconnected it from the bottom of the radiator. So now we're just gonna disconnect this hose here, unbolt the housing, and then pull it off. All right, so since we have the new thermostat housing here, we can see where all the bolts are. There's only 3, 1, 2, 3, and you can see right where they are. So if it's difficult for you to see on the car, you can use this as a map and use your fingers to feel out where they are. All right, so that was kind of a pain. When you're doing this job, you'll definitely need this 10mm swivel. I got this one from, I think it was Advanced Auto. Just a real cheap tool, but you're gonna need it to get to some of these bolts. So now we're gonna take this radiator hose off this old thermostat housing, put it on the new thermostat housing, and then put the new thermostat housing on the engine. Now also make sure that you're cleaning that mating surface down there where the thermostat goes. Make sure you clean that off, get all the old gasket off of there. That way you don't have to worry about any leakage or anything like that. If you have old gasket or old dirt or debris on there, it'll start causing the new gasket to leak and everything, and you'll have some issues. All right, so reinstallation was just the reverse of removal. Now to refill the coolant, what I did, this works on most vehicles, but not all of them. But most vehicles this will work. So I just refilled the radiator, put the cap on, started the engine, let it heat up to normal operating temperature, cut it off, and then let it cool for a while. You don't want to open that container while it's hot, but let it cool, and then open the radiator and you'll be able to refill it again. That's where the liquid is going through the system and flushing all the air out. So you'll be able to refill it again, fill it all the way up, then go ahead and fill up your reservoir, and then you can give it a test drive after that. So that's what I did. I let it run for about 5 to 10 minutes, heat up. Took it for about a 20-minute test drive just now, and it never overheated. Everything seems to be working good. So thanks for watching, guys.